According to the myth, Imbrigio fell in love with Selena after visiting the legendary oracle in the temple of Apollo, the sun god. He asked her to marry him, but little did he know the jealous Apollo wanted her for his own. Apollo cursed Imbrigio by causing his skin to burn whenever it was exposed to sunlight. In desperation, Imbrigio turned to Hades, the god of the underworld, and then Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, for help. After stealing Artemis's silver bow to fulfill a deal made with Hades, Artemis cursed Imbrigio so silver would burn his skin. She later took pity on him, though, and gave him super strength, immortality, and fangs to kill beasts to use their blood to write love poems to Selena. Eventually, the mortal Selena escaped Apollo's grasp and reunited with the immortal Imbrigio. Artemis told Imbrigio he could make Selena immortal by drinking her blood, which would kill her body but make her spirit live on. Their combined blood could then turn anyone who drank it into a vampire. From silver and garlic to steaks and the crow of the rooster, vulnerability is the need to consume blood. Failing to consume blood in a timely or less than gluttonous fashion can result in many issues for vampires, the most widely accepted being an overtly aged or monstrous appearance. Think of a dried fruit. Countess Elizabeth Bathory, who lived from 1560 to 1614 in Hungary, was accused of vampire behavior. Her bloodthirsty activities have led many to cite her as one of the first vampires in history. Bathory was born in Transylvania in 1560 to a distinguished family that included kings, cardinals, knights, and judges. Though she counted many luminaries among her relatives, her family tree also featured some seriously disturbed kin. One of her uncles instructed her in Satanism, while her aunt taught her all about sadomasochism. At the age of 15, Bathory was married to Count Nadati, and the couple settled into the Chieta Castle. To please his wife, her husband reportedly built a torture chamber to her specifications. Bathory's torture included jamming pins and needles under the fingernails of her servant girls and tying them down, smearing them with honey, and leaving them to be attacked by bees and ants. When the Count died in the early 1600s, she became much worse. With the help of her former nurse and the local witch, Bathory began abducting peasant girls to torture and kill. She often bit chunks of flesh from her victims, and one unfortunate girl was even forced to cook and eat her own flesh. Bathory reportedly believed that human blood would keep her looking young and healthy. Her reign ceased when she began finding victims among the daughters of the local nobles. The original vampire story is Dracula by Bram Stoker. Most scholars believe that Stoker based his evil Count Dracula on a real-life 15th century prince in Wallachia, Romania. Vlad Dracula, or Vlad Tepes, was a terrible man and a savage ruler. His brutality against enemy troops consisted of having them sit awkwardly on stakes with sharp points, and as their leg muscles gave out, the point of the stake would impale them through the length of their body. Thus, he was nicknamed Vlad Tepes, which means Vlad the Impaler. However, impaling was not his only method of torture and murder. Vlad was as creative as he possibly could be. People also knew him to boil his victims or cut off their limbs and other body parts. Additionally, Vlad mutilated organs, skinned and scalped people, or simply had animals eat them. It is not clear where he initially got the idea for this kind of torture, but the reports say that he even used these methods on innocent women and children. Saxon records indicate that Vlad Tepes killed between 40,000 to 100,000 people. It is uncertain if he really drank the blood of his victims or if fanciful people created the tale later. Bram Stoker took note of Vlad's name, Dracula, and used it for his character. Vlad acquired the name Dracula because of his father's name, Vlad II Dracul. It was Sigismund, King of Hungary and the future Holy Roman Emperor, who initiated Vlad II into his Society of Knights. The name of the society was the Order of the Dragon, and their purpose was to fight the Ottoman Empire during the Crusades. Hence, Vlad II took the name Dracula, which means the dragon or dragonist. In an interview, Stoker told that he had always been interested in the vampire legend because it touches on both mystery and fact. He went on to explain poorly understood natural phenomena. A person may have fallen into a death-like trance and been buried before the time. Afterwards, the body may have been dug up and found alive, and from this a horror seized upon the people, and in their ignorance, they imagined that a vampire was about. Those prone to hysteria, through excess of fear, might themselves fall into trances in the same way, and so the story grew that one vampire might enslave many others and make them like himself.
The wives.
In recent decades, modern vampire lore has skyrocketed into a profitable business. Hollywood has capitalized with blockbusters such as Fright Night, Twilight, in Nosferatu, children's movies such as Hotel Transylvania,
Johnny, come quick!
What's up? He's okay?
Dennis said his first word.
He did?
Come on, honey. Say it again.
Blah, blah, blah.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
We didn't say you did.
Then where did he get that?
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, maybe sometimes you say it.
I only say it when I say I don't say it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, kid, we get it. You can talk.
I'm far too busy. I have Mavis and Dennis in the hotel and blah, blah, blah.
Did you guys hear that? He actually said blah, blah, blah.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
and comedies such as Dracula.
Get ready to throw these things. Now! Fire! Here! Throw it! Throw it!
inspiration taken from these has resulted in the beauty industry to also dive into vampire-themed treatments. There is a new trend called the vampire facial, where blood is extracted and separated to retrieve the platelets so they can be reapplied to the face through microneedling.
The mash flinging, the trash bringing, the clash bringing, the hash slinging slasher. Why are the lights still flickering on and off? Nosferatu.
Hold on a second.
Okay, go. Nosferatu.
I'll tell you something.
What?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I have superpowers, and I have super strength, and I can turn into a bat, and I'll love you forever. Ting. Come on, let me show you something.
My vamp fantasy has come true, finally.